What's up, guys, and welcome to Week 7 breakdown for the DFS Roundtable. Let's go ahead and just quickly do this real quick. This is going to be for Draftkings, as I already did a podcast for Fanduel. So if you want to check it out, I'm going to go ahead and put it right below, and you guys can give it a click and give it a listen if you're doing Fanduel. This one's going to be for Draftkings, as I already did that. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it real quick. So at quarterback, I'm going to be playing more lower price quarterbacks this week. I don't see a reason to pay up for quarterback, as we have values at other position, and I like the lower tier quarterback because they're in better matchup. This week the only quarterback I do like and I think I can pay up for is Matt Ryan at 7,200 versus the San Diego Chargers. They're over and under is at 51. Sorry. So I really can see that being a high-paced game at home, and they've just been doing great. Matt Ryan been killing it. He's the number one overall quarterback point per game. Excuse me. Number two is Tom Brady at 7,900. I'm not going to be playing too much of him, but I will be playing some shares of him. I like him. Just stack him with Gronk. I think this is a Gronk week, so I'm not going to. Of course, I'll explain later on how you can pay up for Gronk, because he is expensive as well. After that, it jumps about $1,000 lower, which is I like Philip Rivers at 6,500. Philip Rivers is in a great matchup this week. Let's look at my notes real quick that I have for him. Philip Rivers facing the Falcons defense, who are 28th overall DVOA, allowing the sixth most passing yards per game at 297.7 yards, and they have the fourth highest completion rate, allowing 68.5. Even though I think that they're on the road, I think Philip Rivers makes a good play. I think he can get 300 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game. So I really like him, and that 300 yards is a big bonus. So I'm going to go ahead and play him at 6,400. I'm going to pair him up with Tyrell Williams. So I really like that matchup for him. My next quarterback I'm going to be looking at for is going to be Andy Dalton at 6,000. I really love the matchup for him this week, as he has a great matchup versus Cleveland. Cleveland is among the worst, and basically just among the worst in everything. But against quarterback, they are ranked 30th overall in DVOA. I love that matchup. They're going to be without Joe Hayden because he's doubtful right now, so that only moves him up a little bit more. AJ Green stack all the way, baby. So I'm going to go AJ Green, Andy Dalton in that one. My next quarterback I'm looking at Blake Bortles at 6,200 versus the Oakland Raiders, who are among the worst first quarterback. As we know, the Raiders defense has not improved since last season, so I really, really think this can be a shootout, as well as we have an over and under of 47.5, and only has Jacksonville winning for 1. So I really like that. So I'm gonna be on him. So stacking with Allen Robinson, I actually don't mind Hearns if they confirm that he's healthy and he's ready to go and play. Hearns is actually really, really cheap this week, so it really depends how you really want to pair him up and stuff. So I like Hearns. Let me make sure. Let me find his price real quick because I thought I had it. Allen Hearns is sorry, I gotta find my Draftkings price on him. He has 5,000, so if he gets me 15 points, I will be ecstatic. Very easy to do that for a wide receiver that has a very high ceiling for a higher scoring game. So I really like that matchup. The next quarterback I'm looking at is going to be Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is in a great matchup. I mean, the Lions are just horrible. I can't tell you guys how bad they are. Detroit defense ranked dead last in completion percentage at 73.7. They allow about a passing touchdown rate of about 8.3 of attempt, and fantasy points per attempt is about .071. Actually 0.71. So that is a really good matchup for him. He doesn't have Jordan Reed, so that does worry me a little bit, but I'm still going to be on him. I think Detroit did awful. I mean, we saw what Case Keenum did, so I really can see Kirk Cousins having a good game. And he has better weapons than Kenny Britt and Tavon Austin. So I like Crowder. I like Deshaun Jackson. I like. Actually, let me rephrase that. My only two players I actually like is Crowder and Garcon because of their prices. I probably won't have too much shares of Deshaun Jackson, but you could play him. That whole game is really stackable. The next players I have, I'm not going to discuss them too much because the next quarterbacks I like is Tyrod Taylor and Marcus Mariota. They're both in great positions, so I really like both of them this week. If you do play Marcus Mariota, make sure you pair him up with Delaney Walker as he has an excellent matchup as well. At running backs, I'm going to go ahead and, running backs this week is going to be very chalky. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. I mean, according to my projected ownership right now, from what we have, let me find it real quick. At running back right now, with all the injuries and stuff going on, right now, DeMarco Murray is going to be the highest owned running back, about 33, 32%. Jaquez Roger, about 25, 24%. Mike Gillislee, with the Shady McCoy, with LaShawn McCoy's injury, it probably could change at 20, 21%. Spencer Ware, I have him about 16%, and I'll explain in a second why he's so highly owned. But the running backs I'm going to be on, my number one running back is going to be DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray has an excellent matchup. Indianapolis is allowing the most yards per touches at 6.1 and total touchdowns per game at 1.5 versus the running back. They are dead last ranked against running back, and they are home favorite on Vegas. And the Vegas score for them is over 25 points, and they're only averaging 20 points per game. So this is a pretty impressive situation for him. As well, no running back has been accounted for more than the 60% of the touches like DeMarco Murray. So that's a really high touch rate for a running back. He's 7,200. I'm going to be on him. He's going to be the shock running back, so I love him this week. I know he let down a lot of people last week, but you got to forgive and forget. The next running back I am looking at is going to be David Johnson. He's David Johnson, 7,400. A lot of people are not going to be on him because he's facing the Seattle Seahawks. So, with that being said, I think he can be very low owned at 7,400, and I think he can do at least. He can be my bold call of the week. I think he's actually going to be the higher tier, out of the higher priced running back. He's going to score the most points still. I know a lot of people are wondering why, but Seattle is ranked 19th overall in DVOA versus running back passing running back. So I really think the Cardinals will actually run the ball or pass the ball, get down to the red zone, and either let him run it in, which he did very well last week versus a very stout defense. But as we know, the Jets aren't good in the red zone, and I can see Seattle allowing a couple touchdowns to him. So I'm really going to be on David Johnson this week, as I think he can get a lot of catches and a lot of receiving yards versus that defense. As well, they're missing Michael Bennett right now. I don't know the updated injury news, but keep an eye out on that. The next running back I'm going to be on is Le'Veon Bell at 8,000. He's going to get all the volume. He's going to get all the touches. Le'Veon Bell, let me pull it up real quick. Okay. Last year, get it real quick. Le'Veon Bell, in 4 games without Big Ben last year, Le'Veon Bell averaged 24.7 touches for 125.5 yards and about a half a touchdown a game. Now remember, this is when Le'Veon Bell wasn't really featured into the passing, and now he's gonna be featured in that. As they can see, he's running wide receiver routes and stuff. I know Landry was the quarterback, but I still think Le'Veon Bell touches seem to be in 27 to 30 touches a game. To be honest, he's gonna get so much volume, it's gonna be unreal. So I like Le'Veon Bell, but I don't know. I don't feel too comfortable paying 8,000. But if I can find a way to fit him in, I'll fit him in. But I like DeMarco Murray better, and also another running back that I will, and David Johnson, and then another running back that I will mention. Okay, the next running back I'm looking at is gonna be Devontae Freeman. Only 4 running backs on the main slate have had more opportunity in the red zone than Devontae Freeman at the 10-yard line. So I really like him this week. He's so cheap for a running back and get a lot of receiving yards and going to be running the ball. I mean, he's only 5,900, so he basically only needs 17 points to meet value, which I think is very achievable in that kind of offense. The over and under being over 51 versus the San Diego Chargers, who are ranked among the worst in DVOA stats first running back. San Diego is ranked right now against the run. They're ranked 21st, and against the pass, they're ranked 20th against passing running back. So I really like this matchup, and they are at home, so he gets the bump for me. Okay. The next running back, these next couple running backs I'm going to be naming based off points per dollar for value. My number one value running back, and it's going to be the highest owned running back for value. It's going to be Jakeem Rodgers at 4,300 for a running back that got 35 touches versus the versus the Carolina Panthers. I mean, that is pretty solid. So I expect him to get at least 25 to 27 touches in this game. It's pretty safe for a player that's 4,300. And he can run the ball pretty well versus the 49ers, who have allowed 5 100-yard rushers this year. So I really like that matchup versus him. And over and under a close game, I believe Vegas has it about a 1 point deficit for Tampa Bay to win. So 45 over and under, I can beat this game being a really good game to target for running back. As I like Jakeem Rodgers, as Tampa Bay throw the ball, they have about 64 plays per game. No, Tampa Bay has 72 play per game, and San Francisco has 64. So this is going to be a very high-paced game as well. The next running back I like is going to be based on an injury news, and it also depends on the situation. I really like Spencer Ware at 5,800. Spencer Ware today, it was announced that Jamal Charles has a swellness in his leg. So if Jamal Charles is indefinitely out, he's immediately going to be a very top-heavy chalk play as he's facing the New Orleans Saints, who we as well know as one of the worst defense versus the run. They rank 30th overall versus the run, and they rank 31st versus the run versus running back. The pass versus running back. So Charles will be my automatically plug in and play, and so that I can pay up at wide receiver, which is something I'm probably going to do very heavy this week. But I really like Spencer Ware if Jamal Charles is out. As well, that Kansas City game is a -6 right now for Kansas City to win at home. So I think they will run the ball out, and I don't see Alex Smith throwing 500 yards and stuff. So I can see them just running the ball quite a bit. So basically, I'm going to mention two running backs right now that I like, but you have to look for news and stuff and whatnot. Number one is going to be Mike Gillislee. He's $3,000 on Draftkings. If he plays and starts, he's going to be an automatic plug-in at $3,000. So I will lock him in along with either Jakeem Rodgers and DeMarco Murray together or separate. Or I'll just rotate them out. So basically, LaShawn McCoy is dealing with a hamstring injury, and if he doesn't play, Mike Gillislee will be right into a chalk play. What's their name? The Bills love to run the ball. They are the 8th heaviest running team, and they're facing a very Miami defense that allows a lot of yards. They're good in the red zone at not allowing touchdowns, but I honestly think Mike Gillislee can pull off that touchdown, and if he does and gets 100 yards, he's going to meet about 5 to 6 times value with that. I mean, yeah, it's about 5 times value. So it's very, I can see him easily getting that. The next running back I will talk about is Mike Davis. I'm not gonna have too much shares of him, but he's also $3,000. Like I said, it's a high-paced game, but I like the other values so much better. But Mike Davis is in play if you want to play him. But I'm gonna be playing more Jaquez Roger and Spencer Ware and Mike Gillislee. Okay. One second. At wide receiver, so basically a running back. Actually, you want to either I'm either gonna pay down for 2 running backs, so then I can load up for a wide receiver, and then pay up for DeMarco or David Johnson or Le'Veon Bell, and then load up my 3 wide receiver, and stack and make a stack. But so at wide receiver this week, there's so many good plays. I like. I don't even know where to start. Okay, so AJ Green is in a very great matchup. He's going against Cleveland. Joe Hayden is out. They don't have Josh Gibson, who they had the last couple years, who really helped to slow down AJ Green. And this game has them projected for about 27 points, 28 points. So I really love AJ Green this week. And on Draftkings, he's probably my #1 player due to his price. My next play is going to be Julio Jones in that 51 point over and under. Julio Jones going to dominate at home versus San Diego Chargers. No one can cover him. So I really love him. His targets are unreal right now. I mean, if you just look at his target, they are amazing. I mean, the guy is a beast, and there's no one stopping him. I mean, let's look real quick. Yeah. 139 yards. He got a 300-yard game against Carolina. 139 yards and 1 touchdown, 7 receptions for Seattle. I mean, the guy's he's going to have a great game in this game. But my next player I'm going to have is going to be Mike Evans. Mike Evans, the matchup that he's in is unreal. Mike Evans, he leads the NFL in targets at 12 targets per game. Is the second highest NFL in targets at 15 yards. He has 22 of them at 15 yards or more. And there's really, the Buccaneers, he leads the Buccaneers in red zone market share at 31.8% and has secured 5 receptions in every game. So, and he scored in 4 out of 5 games. 49ers just suck. I mean, they have allowed the second most touchdowns to wide receiver at 10. They rank worst in DVOA versus wide receiver. And they've also allowed 1 touchdown to the #1 wide receiver in 5 straight games. So I really love this matchup. Next wide receiver I'm going to mention is going to be Brandon Marshall. When everybody's wondering why is Brandon Marshall a play, I believe Brandon Marshall is going to be a great play. I really love his usage when Geno Smith is at quarterback last year when Geno Smith played and what's his name? Fitzpatrick went down. Brandon Marshall got 15 targets, so his market share is going to be playing higher, and he's at 7,600. Mike Evans at 7,800, Julio Jones at 9,200, AJ Green's at 8,600. So I love me Brandon Marshall at 7,600, as I can see him being a really good play. A lot of people are not going to be on him because of Geno Smith, but I don't fear that. Like I always say, volume and touches equals opportunity and equals points. So I will take that and play him. Next receiver I really like is Allen Robinson, as he's in the over. I like Allen Robinson and Amari Cooper both in that game. They both have great matchup. Allen Robinson's going to be paired up with Sean Smith, which Sean Smith is a very bad cornerback. He's one of the weakest link of the defense on the Raiders secondary. Allen Robinson, he's a target monster. At home, Allen Robinson this year, I believe. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull this up. Yeah, he has 15 target, 11 target, 10 target. Um, yeah, I mean the guy is just a target monster, so I expect him to get going in this game. I really like him. That over and under that 47.5, almost 48, which I'm sure is going to change. Um, there's two wide receivers that I really like this week that people aren't talking about. There's Marvin Jones and Jarvis Landry. They're both at 7,000 and 6,800. I think they both can go very under owned and have a good game. Marvin Jones specifically because he won't be shadowed by Josh Norman. He lines up on the other side of the position, the other side of the field. He will be with Breland. I think his name is Breland something. What is it? Yeah, Bashad Breland. He lines up about 80% of the time on the other side. So, not 60, 80%. So I think he can take advantage of his poor coverage skills. I honestly believe Matthew Stafford will target him a lot. And a lot of people will be on Golden Tate because of the great week he had last week, which is not a bad play, but I'm actually going to look for Marvin Jones instead. Jarvis Landry is a good play. He's facing, just a very putrid defense. Look at the over and under on that game actually for you guys. The reason why I like Jarvis Landry is because Nico Roby would actually be on Devontae Parker, so it's going to be a really matchup dependent. But he's really, really risky. So, like I said, high risk, high reward. But I'm actually, let me make sure, look at this. Like I said, it's just how you want to build your roster. But I'm paying up for most of my wide receivers. I'm not really paying down. I think this is the week to pay up. So I really want to target those games and wide receivers in a high over and under. So yeah, some of the mid-show wide receivers I will be on, and I'm just gonna name them. I don't really want to jump too much into it. Okay, it's gonna be Tyrell Williams at 4,400, Golden Tate at 4,900, and let's see. I want to make sure my at wide receiver. So Pierre Garcon at 3,700. I like him. If you don't have Mike Evans in your lineup, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have Adam Humphrey at 3,000. As we know, Vincent Jackson went down. So I really like Adam Humphrey as I can see him being a PPR monster. Uh, I mean, the guy has done it before. I mean, excuse me, he had a nine reception, 100-yard game for 12 target. But it can pay off. The other one I like is let's see real quick. Chris Conley against New Orleans at 3,500. He can be very what's it called? In a game where they're gonna have to play, they're gonna play at a high pace versus Drew Brees. So I can see that paying off. But I think I'm just gonna pay up for wide receiver, like I said. So I don't really see a reason. I mean, I like Kendall Wright too, but Indiana. I mean, Kendall Wright, he just got targeted so much last week. I believe he got 9 reception, 8 receptions, 133 yards, and 1 touchdown. And they're gonna play I mean, it's a good matchup too. So against Indiana, he plays the slot. He'll be paired up away from Vontae Davis. So I really like that. Okay, let's go over to the tight end real quick. Tight end is going to be very simple for me. I'm going to pay down at tight end. My number one tight end is actually going to be Jack Doyle at 2,500. I really like his matchup. Wow, okay. there's a lot of things I found on him very interesting that I really want to share with you guys. So, okay, so 31% of 30 Andrew Luck's touchdowns have gone to tight end. So that's 35 of the 112 touchdowns that he had. 3 of Andrew Luck's touchdowns this year have gone to what's his name, Doyle, and that's even with Allen healthy. Allen is probably doubtful to not play this game, so I will roll up Doyle. I'll roll out Doyle. A lot of people are gonna call me crazy for this, but I actually do like Vernon Davis in this matchup, facing the Lions, who are among the worst first tight end. They rank, yeah, they're about top 5 worst. So I mean, it's tough, but he's really cheap. He's 2,900 on DraftKings. I like him. If I am paying up for tight end, the only tight end I'm willing to pay up for is Rob Gronkowski and Delaney Walker. So those are my 2 plays that I'm willing to pay up for. A lot of people, I don't think this is a week to pay up for tight end. Because like I said, we're going to be paying up at wide receiver. So load up on wide receiver. My next plays, make sure you stack Delaney Walker with what's his name? Marcus Mariota. The next thing we're gonna cover is defense. So defense, I think it's really simple. You just want to play the best defense, and my projection and my like by sacks, interceptions, and all that. I love New England Patriots. They're really cheap too, 2,900. Facing Landry Jones, horrible quarterback. He played in the preseason. It was funny because like you wanted to play players that were gonna get minutes, and when they said Landry Jones was gonna get 4 quarters, I didn't even care because I was like, he sucks. He's just gonna play the defense. So I'm gonna play New England Patriots #1. After that, I'm really gonna pay up. I'm gonna pay up for Minnesota Vikings at 3,700 facing Carson Wentz, and one of the lowest scoring games of the week at 40. And they're only projected to score 18 points. So I really like the Minnesota Vikings defense, and they're coming off a bye week. So I love the Minnesota Vikings defense. They've gotten double digits almost every week this year. Okay. So I'm going to go over a couple stacks that I'm going to do real quick this week. My favorite stacks and correlation. So my #1 quarterback to wide receiver stack is going to be AJ Green, Andy Dalton. They're going to be my #1. They're only 14,600. After that, I will have Blake Bortles and Allen Robinson. They're 13,500 together. And after that, my third one's going to be probably Matt Ryan, Julio Jones at 16,400. But those are my top 3 stacks that I'll have mostly in my line. And I will play Phillip Rivers with Tyrell Williams quite a bit too at 10,900. And then my 5th one is going to be Jameis Winston and Mike Evans at 13,700. As you guys know, I like to correlate wide receiver 1 with wide receiver 1. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys who my top stack is with the wide receiver 1 is. My #1 is going to be, there's not a lot this week either, so be very cautious of this. I like Blake Bortles and Allen Robinson and Amari Cooper. They are at $23,700. And then I will be Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and Travis Benjamin, which is around 2,300, I believe. Or wait, I don't have the price here. Let me find them. Okay. Yeah, but anyways, I can't find the price right now on the total on that. But I like Phillip Rivers, Julio Jones, and Tyrell Williams. That's gonna be a stack I'm gonna go after, a triple stack. After that, it's just really tough this week. Like I said, it's gonna be more an individual just stack, but those are my favorite stacks right there. If I do want to do a quarterback running back stack, I am gonna pair up Matt Ryan with Devontae Freeman. I think that can be very sneaky because if Matt Ryan gets a touchdown, Devontae Freeman gets a touchdown. You know they can eat. But another one is James White and Tom Brady. James White seems to be loved by Tom Brady, so I like them. They're at 12,500. The other stack was at 13,100 total. So yeah, those are some of the guys I like. So basically that is it for this week. If you guys have any questions, please tweet out to me at DFS Roundtable 23 or add my Facebook group. We are the DFS Roundtable. You can add my Facebook group, and if you have any questions or comments, just feel free to ask us. Shout out to the DFS Masters group as well. Good group, very solid. I love their group. I do a lot of my information there, and let's see. I will leave the link to the podcast for Fanduel underneath this video description. So if you have any questions, just give me a comment on the YouTube video too. I'll try to respond right away. Good luck. This is week 7 breakdown, and I hope you guys win some money. Because if I don't, which I highly doubt it, I hope you guys do. Take care. Bye.